Sorry, it took me a little bit to get in here. We had some celebrating.
Yeah.
Everybody good?
Oh, yeah.
I hear you, Daniel. Man, what a difference a week makes, right? Man, just I don't know where to start, so I'll let you guys end up asking questions and I'll try to get there. But just told the guys how proud I was of their response. It's beyond football, but just how proud I was of how they responded. After a disappointment that we did last week and big game. I mean, I think it's the highest ranked win here at Ford Stadium. It's been a while since we won a top 10 game. And so, today was a cultural win for our program, just is. I mean, so year 2 in the ACC, we got a lot of work to do to build what we want to build, but just those kids, man, I couldn't be more proud of them. Tons of them playing hurt, half of them not able to play. Cam Robertson absolutely loves his team and wants to play and couldn't play today. But, man, was he coaching on the sidelines. And so it's a great culture win for how we responded. Obviously, we beat who I think is a playoff caliber team with a national championship caliber defense. And I'm sure they'll bounce back. It's a great opponent. And we're just thankful we found a way to grind it out and win. Still in the hunt.
We've talked so much about finishing this season, and I think your last 2 one-score games, you guys ended up on the wrong side of it. This one, you finally get a win. How does it feel to be on the right side of it this
Feels great. This has been a grind this year with this team. It's a new team. We said at the beginning of the year, half the team's new. And we had to learn a lot of things, this team. We had to learn how to finish. And, we did learn how to finish. We finished on the road at Clemson. But then we learned last week, you got to do it every week. You know what I mean? And you just think of week 2, we're playing Baylor here up 2 scores with 8 minutes to go. And basically found a way to not let the game go the way we wanted. They kick a field goal and win in overtime. And now you fast forward here to November 1st, and we're playing an incredible opponent. And the way our guys just kept battling, they didn't worry about the score, they just kept playing back and forth, OD, special teams. I could list tons of guys with incredible personal performances today. This is a great team win. And then to get the ball with, our defense got us the ball back, get the ball with 2 minutes to go, 10, I think. And go all the way down. And really, if we don't get a hold, I don't know. We were about to be down to the 5. So, but we did. And Sam, talk about responding, the way he responded after missing almost 6 or 7 minutes to go. And so, it's just fun. That's what the game does. You learn how to win. You learn how to respond. You learn, life's like this. And I just couldn't be more proud of our guys and our program and what we're trying to build. This is great for our fans. Just seeing them on the field and celebrating. This is it's a big win for our program and what we're trying to build.
Hey, Coach, could you expand a little bit on the culture that you're trying to build here with all the recruits that are coming on? Like, what is it that has been a part on the team that changed their mentality from last week to this week?
Well, I think we're a true family. Our guys know we love them. There's zero debate if there's relationships in this building. And I don't know, doesn't mean everything's perfect. It doesn't mean every player doesn't want to play more of this and that. But, you don't respond from something like last week if your players don't trust your coaches don't trust your players, and there's not deep connections there. And so that's where it starts for us. And then there's a toughness. We pride ourselves on being tough. And I think a lot of people think, the nice little private school in Highland Park. If you've watched us play the last 3 years, we're pretty tough. Watch our defense stop the run on 4th and 1, and watch our offense from the 25 and in just hand the ball off over and over and break somebody's will and win the game. So it's not always pretty, and you're going to have setbacks like last week. But we responded because, our guys, they're together. They're a family. We're a family. We're honest and love each other, and that's what families do, right? And that's how you overcome disappointment. And then our guys are tough, and it starts with Sean Griswold and our staff. They just do a great job, and then our kids go out and play tough.
You mentioned that tough mentality. One person who exemplified that today was Kevin Jennings. Felt like his, just hit an extra gear today. Can you talk about his mentality and how that helped that entire team?
He's a dude, man. He's a winner. And like myself and probably many others after last week, he was ready to respond. And he came out. It was pretty obvious in the first couple drives. We lost Logan again. Chris Johnson was trying to go. And it was going to be hard enough to run on those guys no matter what. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to call it aggressive on 1st and 2nd down. particularly going into the second half, because I got to get the first down. If we do, we can go play fast and make plays. And we just kind of went almost air raid for not necessarily the offense, just we just do it and play with tempo, and our guys made plays time after time. And it all starts with Kevin, man. I mean, you saw him, he's hurt, he runs a touchdown in, he extends plays. Dude, he's just a stud. He's a winner, and he's a stud. And so glad he's our quarterback.
How much better is the defense now than you started the season, and why do you think it is?
Yeah, well, we lost 9 starters off last year's defense. So, you can count Ahmad Moses and Isaiah Wacobia, and Cam Robertson backed Elijah Roberts up. It was basically a starter, and same with Kilgore. But, we started over. And I think it takes time. And I think what Scott Simons and that defensive staff has done to continue to help those kids grow and put them in position to be successful. I think our D-line, Calvin Thibodeau, Sam Dunn, what they've done with an entirely new defensive line except for Cam and Isaiah Smith. And then we don't even have Cam last week or this week. And those guys just keep getting better and better, and we're stopping the run. And we're able to get after the quarterback. And, it's tough today because their O-line's incredible. Our linebackers, the way they've grown, we lost our 2 starting linebackers, and then our 2 starters coming in the season missed the first 3 games. And other guys had to play a lot. So it was rough early, but now here we are, and we got 4 or 5 guys that can play because they've grown. And then on the back end, sure, we're not a statistical unit back there, but we did a great job today of not letting them be explosive. Keep it in front of us, hit them, knock it down, and then we got a few tips and picks and made plays, and it's just growth and development. We had a brand new unit, and but they bought in to SMU football and how we play defense here, and now they're starting to play with a lot of confidence.
What is it about November that you guys preach and work on that just everything just starts clicking for you guys?
Yeah, we got 3 more games, so we'll see. But I think we're 12-1 now in November, and that's all we talk about in the off season is we set big goals, but then we got to take it one game at a time. But our goal every year is to get to November and play meaningful games, whatever that looks like. And then, the core pillars of our program, I kind of got asked that question, but it's family, it's hard work, competitive excellence, and it's finish. And we want to create finishers in life. You got to finish in everything you do. And whether it's finishing a game, which we've learned up and down this year, but you get to November and I don't know, just the last couple of teams have kind of created that DNA here that, hey, we, Coach Grizz in the offseason, we win in November. And so there's no magic to it. I think our guys have just bought into if we can get to November and play meaningful games, that's the ultimate goal. We get here and then they go play free, and hopefully we can keep going.
I know you mentioned going air raid, but the run game in overtime and kind of late in the game, being able to pick up yards when you needed it. What does it say about the guys to obviously stick with that and just keep plowing ahead?
Yeah, well, it all started with our defense getting picked. It changed the complex of the drive. I'm not saying we wouldn't have ran it, but we felt good about getting in a big set and running on them. But the way the game was going, as good as their defense is, I never really wanted to let them get 2 scores ahead. And so I abandoned it earlier than I probably normally would. But I just knew that if, we had a couple drives in the first half, we got down and didn't finish. And then as the game went on, we'd get 5 or 6 on first down, miss second down. And honestly, I think we were terrible on third down again today, but we had a good plan. We dropped some balls. We messed some things up. I think our staff had a good plan. We were not in third and long a lot. But I just felt like if we tried to run it, you could see what was happening, and we had to get going. So just kind of said we're going to be aggressive. But when we got to overtime, it was okay. Let's run the football. I didn't want to be overly conservative, but at the same time, I didn't want to put it all on Sam at that point. And then when we got the first down, I think our guys just sensed it, man. We had kicked it. If he hadn't have gotten to the 1 yard line, we might have kicked it on that third down in the middle, about the 5 or 6. But so you don't want to put that in the hands of our operation, all that. So just our O-line and our tight ends and TJ is big time to finish the game.
You touched more on the atmosphere. Fans in the field, the players. The goal might be crossing that 75 right
Perfect.
now.
Hope there's one in Deep Ellum and one in downtown Dallas. Probably don't need to take them to the Park Cities. Probably wouldn't be smart. But our crowd was incredible. I think someone told me maybe the 4th largest here. They were here and they stayed, and it was a big deal. We're having to tell them to be quiet in overtime. That's a big time deal, right? And it wasn't just the students; it was everyone. And so that's what's so fun about building stuff. Like it's a process, and it doesn't happen like we all want it to. I'm as impatient of a person as there is in the world. My wife will raise her hand and amen right over here. But just the process of it, our fans are huge. They make a difference. We just beat a top 10 team at Ford Stadium. And, we need to make that the norm, that atmosphere. We haven't got any night games at home this year. So to do it on the day, I hope there's a lot of reverse boulevarding going on right now. I might even go check it out here in a minute.
You choose to sign an extension here yesterday. Is like today and a day like today the reason why?
Yeah, I mean, SMU is a destination job. And, SMU chose us first. And so that matters to us. It's where we want to be. And, if I'm going to, here in a month, start talking to these kids, if I'm going to ask Kevin Jennings to not go play wherever else, who all's going to try to take him, right? And all these other kids to not leave and to buy into the vision, well, I got to do the same thing. And our staff has to do the same thing. And that doesn't mean that other guys may not get opportunities any take, but in general, our staff's happy here. If we're going to ask this recruiting class, it's top 25 recruiting class committed, to buy into the vision of what we're trying to build and get back to the national championship level program we want to be, then we got to do the same thing. And same thing with the kids we're recruiting. And so, we're humbled that Jay Hartzell and Damon and our board had the confidence in us to want us and our staff to continue what we're building, and excited that that's out there and we can continue to go to work.
Coach, one thing that you sort of put in this program is the next man up mentality. 1 week, some guy may have a big week. Next week, you mentioned camp coaching guys celebrate when they have a big game. Can you talk about that? Because it just seems like 1 week is CJ, then it's Hudson, then it could be Harden, it could be anybody.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when nobody cares who gets the credit. And in a world where it's transfer portal and NIL and all this stuff, there's nothing wrong with that, and kids getting what they can get. It's not one thing. It's a total staff and team commitment. And every year you got to build it again and protect it. So it's just because you have it one year doesn't mean you'll have it the next. But Sean Griswold starting in January every year, going through the offseason, our staff, our players. And it helps that we've had success and guys have rolled over, and your Ahmad Moses's and your Isaiah Wakobias and Cams and Kevin Jennings and PJ Williams and on can say, hey man, no, this is what we do here. They've had enough success that they're all bought in, and they just kind of pass it down to the next, which is what you used to do in program building, and it's harder to do now. But yeah, man, it's again, we start every January and February with it's all about relationships, and we don't do X's and O's till we fight as hard as we can to build those as strong as we can. 4 days like today, or honestly for weeks like last week, because that's when you really need it. We don't need it after a win like this as much as we needed it last week.
How much of a turning point do you feel like, or just maybe a pivotal moment for the season that this could have gone either way? And obviously you would have had 2 conference losses that you wouldn't have won.
Today's a big day. It's a big win. We're going to celebrate like crazy. And tomorrow we're going to wake up, figure out how to go to Boston and get a win, because it's going to be hard. It's probably going to be cold and rainy, and just we know how hard it is to win. This team, we felt like going into the year had a lot of potential, and you saw that today. You saw it 2 weeks ago. But we've also realized that there's not a lot of margin for error with us. So, and as beat up as we are, this is going to be our 6th straight P4 games. First time we've done that in 4 decades. So it's going to take everything we have to get through and find a way to grind out a road win before we get into an off week. And so this is a big win for our program. I think we're not even 2 years in the ACC, and we're 3-1 against Miami, Clemson, and Florida State. That's a big deal, but we've not arrived. And we have to learn to carry that maturity over to next week and get a win. So it doesn't define this season. It doesn't do anything other than keep us in the hunt for the conference and got us bowl eligible. And it gives us a much better feeling this week as we prepare for Boston College than we had last week.
You talked about how beaten up your team is right now and the toughness that your guys have showed. Several of the guys who left the game today looked like it could be serious, whether it was Kevin or Ahmad Moses or Terry Webb. Who surprised you the most by checking back into the lineup?
Who surprised me the most? I don't know, because it happens fast down there. I'm just being honest. Guys are in or out. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if any of them surprised me. I mean, Kevin, what he did. How about Ty Hawkins coming in and just no big deal, 2 plays in a row, and he was ready to keep going. Ended up getting his 3 points because of that. Ahmad Moses didn't surprise me, but I thought he was really hurt. And it was like 3 plays later, he's back in. He goes from the 10th to back in to making the game-winning interception. You know, guy like that who's been here all 4 years with us. He was in our first recruiting class, never left. And to have a day like today, he's going to remember that for the rest of his life. And so I don't know if anybody's surprised me. And I also don't know how bad everything is. You know, it'll be tonight or tomorrow. I'm sure we'll be without some guys again next week and be the next man up again.
Since you were here the first time, how much has this program changed?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. It's hard when you're in the middle of it. I mean, we're playing Miami for homecoming. That's a big change. You know, it's packed and loud, and they're carrying the goalpost down to Deep Ellum, we said, so that's a change. We beat a top 10 team for the first time in my lifetime. That's a big deal. And I just think we have a toughness about us, and we expect to win. I think our fan base is on board. I think our entire administration and the SMU family is on board with. We want to build this thing to be as good as we can possibly be. And I'm not saying that hasn't been the case in the past, but I just know it is now. I think kids in Dallas, I think what's changed, and kids in Dallas want to stay and go to SMU. It's cool to go to SMU. It's cool to stay home and play in Dallas. We're Dallas's team. It's been embraced by the city. It's been embraced by the kids. I mean, our starting quarterback's South Dallas's finest, who won a state title at South Oak Cliff, and all he does is go out and beat Miami for homecoming. So I think that's what's changed. The kids in Dallas say, you know what? I don't got to leave to go elsewhere and play big-time football. I can stay right here. I can build my brand. I can get a great degree at SMU, have great connections for life after ball. And, oh, yeah, I can compete for championships and play on the biggest stage. That's changed since I was here the first time.
The field goal that was wherever it was, just rebounding from that.
I'm not getting in trouble.
I just knew you'd know which field goal I was talking about. That one and just kind of what you guys saw there.
The officials handled it great by communicating. They communicated great. They told me, first of all, when it goes over the top, you can't review it. First of all. So we couldn't review it. And I don't remember which official it was. They were great all day. But he just said, look, I had it directly over the top. And the whole ball has to be inside. And looking at it, I think more than half the ball was inside. But the whole ball has to be inside. So, you know, he explained what he saw. He's probably right. You know what I mean? Like he had the view, and but he explained it really well. But the whole ball, it can't just go over or even like more in than out. It has to all be in. And I really tried to get him to look at the board because they kept showing the kid on the screens. And boy, they're trained well. They were just looking right at me. And I'm like, look, we can't review it, but we can review it right now. You know. They went by it, but no, it just went right over the top. Is what I was told, and that's not good.
How did you deal with last week's loss? Was it the exact same kind of you got to snap, flush it, and get back to work, and then your team? No. I'm saying just the process of bringing this program to this moment from that week. You mentioned how hard it was, on your team.
I don't. It was hard on everybody. I mean, first of all, we don't like losing. Period. We don't like losing a game. We feel like we shouldn't. We don't like losing a game when we feel like, particularly on 2 of the 3 phases, we played really poor against a good team. I mean, Wake Forest earned the win. And so we did what we always do. We took Sunday. We don't bring the guys in on Sunday, so it gives them some space. It lets it breathe. We start working on Miami, which is candidly, it's like taking an ice pick to the leg after a game like that. I don't have a better analogy, but and I've never done that, but I bet it would hurt. But like you have to move on. And honestly, when you start moving on to something else, it at least takes your focus off the misery of that. But Sunday helps. It helps everybody breathe instead of coming in and having a team meeting and staff meeting at 2 and you're all emotional. And so come back in Monday morning at 7 a.m., had a staff meeting, it was short and sweet. And then we had a team meeting and we just talked about the reality of like the disappointment. We'll let an opportunity go, but we have to forget about what's in the past. We have to strain forward to what's ahead and the opportunity that's in front of us. And we just talked all about the mindset of visualizing us playing well and winning the game and how it was going to go. And we did that each day this week. And the guys just each day you get a little better. And but to go out and get the win will make it a lot easier now.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you, Coach.